little 60 piece. That's only the neck though.
Last night a bitch nigga shot a real nigga, but we don't make no diss records, we just deal with it. Plus I be going through a lot, I never talk about it, and they using nigga songs in court, so I can't talk about it. Rap niggas think I'm dumb, like I don't see the play. I let them think they got the ups, then get them out the way. On FaceTime, my brother telling me he shot my mama, telling me to chill, but I know he seen that nigga face. But that's enough about that part. Talking about respect, well it's a must about that part. Playing with my money, well then it's up about that part. Cause when it's time to play ball, don't give a fuck about that part. They know I'm that nigga when they see me. Her man crush been a hater and her little brother won't beat me. Her friend been on my dick since I was passing out CDs. Her baby daddy a mark and her boyfriend probably a weenie. 3,300 on my book bag. Left some niggas in the past, but I don't look back. Shit kinda different, I ain't the man that I was. I seen death in too many forms and I ain't never really shook that. Don't let him rock you to sleep, true colors better believe him. I know that God got me, but I be riding with my reaper. Praying with my kids and even then I got my heater. And I be stepping so hard, this hoes in $1,000 sneakers. Take your bitch when I meet her and you ain't seen her in about 3 days. Knew I was a threat, I passed that stick like a relay. Spin it back to back, it's like a motherfucking replay. Turn your son into a bitch when I shoot, I think I'm D-Wade. Told him I'm a savage, if I want it, I'ma have it. Playing with my lettuce, cook your head like a cabbage. Tell them that I'm rich and I'm solid, that's the advantage. Bitch, bad kids, fresh little nigga, you can't stand it. Tell them big checks, yardsticks, not a root. All I smoke is ops and I don't never smoke a hookah. Looking for a blessing that's worth of Jesus and Judas. Tell them niggas game 6, my whole team full of shooters. I slide on a nigga like a motherfucking flip-flop. Pressure on your homie and I promise he a flip-flop. Talking that wooty-woo, something. I know the police listen, so I ain't really saying nothing. I know these niggas envy, they can't manage how they feel. Jealousy's for bitches, you niggas pussy for real. A nigga get the drop and he happen to shoot. First we heal up and get back, we ain't going on the shirt, I swear to God, nigga.
That woo-de-woo, something. I know the police listening, so I ain't saying nothing. Talking that woo-de-woo, something. Nigga, cock back and aim and leave you bleeding where you running, swear to God, nigga.
What's the deal, y'all? We're Trapper Type at TNN Traptoon Network. Back in the same, like cracking the same here at TNN Traptoon Network. It's that good news you can use, that good knowledge. You ain't finna get nobody's college, man. Let me step back a little bit. As y'all can hear, I am at the park with the kids, giving y'all some news y'all can use. Some knowledge that I try ain't finna get nobody's college though, man. The kids are enjoying themselves. I don't know why I'm walking away from this lady. She continuously is like walking towards me. Go the other way, lady. News you can use, good knowledge. You ain't finna get nobody's college, big dog. Hit the like, hit the comment, hit the get subscribe button for everything we have going on here at TNN Traptoon Network. It's that good news you can use, that good knowledge. You ain't finna get nobody's college, big dog. Notification bell, hit all, stay tapped in for the latest and the greatest, everything we have going on here at TNN Traptoon Network. And if you would like to be a Trap News Network correspondent, we would love to have you on this Trap News Network team, and a part of the Trap News Network family. We are about to get into this good content. Boy. They'll say, Rich Trapper snitched on me. I'll say, why would you put this type of stuff on the internet? Apparently, Lush has put a green light on Rich Trapper by way of the Sureños. You know why it's kind of hard to take this serious? I don't know if Lush knows this or not. He's not Mexican. So to put a huila, as the Southsiders like to put, or the Norteños, or just the Mexican gangs in period, like to put into the prison atmosphere where he's never been.
Y'all know what to do.
He's never been in the penitentiary.
Don't even worry about it.
He's never even done any time in the county jail for real. He's never made it past the IRC. Interesting. But yet Lush feels like he has enough authority within the Mexican community. That's right, Lush has enough authority within the Mexican community to call to arms his Sureño brothers on his behalf to put a green light on Rich Trapper. Now, they'll say that, oh, Rich Trapper snitching. Who? You've never in your life seen an actual Mexican gang member issue a green light via Instagram story.
Hey, para Rich Grinder.
Yeah, and then I would also like to know, to the Mexican community, how do you guys feel about Lush, number one, cosplaying as a Mexican, and number two, feeling like he has enough authority inside you guys as a community as a white man to tell you guys what to do? So I would love to know what you guys think about that. Let's get into it though. Let's go.
Yo tengo un huila muy importante a todos los homies, a todos los S's. Es una luz verde para Rich Grinder. What? Y'all know what to do.
Now, we can highlight a few things here. Number one, you're an idiot for putting these types of things on the internet, but this is not going to help at all the rumors that people that know Jumper are working with the police and they get amnesty with the police, which allows them to make threats like this all over the internet, which would classify as an, in fact, federal crime. I'm not sure why Lush thinks that his triangle up and triangle downism stops him from being indicted in federal crimes, and he puts these types of things on the internet. It's not gonna help with people thinking that no jumper is where the police are. It's not gonna help. Despite the fact of this obviously not being a tangible threat, because how could you feel threatened by this guy right here? Right. I'm terrified of the Yistel meth yoker that passed out in his own excrements. Right. The Yistel yoker that passed out in his own yami. What? Right. Well, things got a little bit interesting because after this was made clear to my attention, somebody in my chat actually sent me this, and it was a clear message that Lush actually does not want a physical confrontation with Rich Trapper. He just actually wants to go online and cosplay as a Sureño. Even though if he went to the county jail, he'd be forced to be a wood, a bad wood at that. You wouldn't even be a good wood, because I would imagine that the whites who run the wood pile wouldn't be too keen on your Mexican affiliations and your Mexican cosplay as you enter the Los Angeles County jail system. And in addition to that, I would assume that the Sureños or the Mexican card period wouldn't be too welcoming of a white man who feels like he has the authority to tell a bunch of Mexican gang members what to do because he feels like he has that type of entitlement. That is an extreme level of disrespect. And what we're not gonna gloss over is that is an extreme level of disrespect. Lush is basically telling these Mexican gang members, hey, I've done nothing for your community. I've never used my white privilege to help you guys out. I've never actually added any type of funds, any type of social structure, any type of economics, education, or resources into your community. But I feel like because I hang out with taggers, I can tell you guys what to do against a black man and and this is where the things get tricky, and actually potentially think that I have the logic and the thought process and the power to start a war between the Mexicans and the blacks based off of this situation, because this is where it does come into a fact of, if Lush ever in his life thought that anything could happen to a black man in Los Angeles based off his word, and he would have Mexicans do it, he's crazy. No Mexican is going to step into the line of fire, and no black is going to step into the line of fire to get into it with the opposite race that there's already rocky relationships with on behalf of Lush. So the fact that Lush thinks he can actually start a racial situation, because that is what it's going to be perceived as, because I am a black man and you're asking your Mexican counterparts to do something to a black member, it's not gonna work, bro. It's not gonna work. Nobody's gonna go to war with you for that. And I'll even add to this, the disrespect comes in with the fact that Lush thinks that his entitlement and his white privilege allows him the facilities, allows him the voice to dictate and order Mexican gang members to do what he needs them to do as if they work for him. The sir does not work for you, bro. No Mexican works for you. No Mexican, I will say this, and I will say this on behalf of the Brown brothers, and I don't mind saying it. No Mexican works for you, bro. You don't swing that type of lumber. You don't have that type of influence to even make that kind of statement. And for you to say that is extremely derogatory, extremely disrespectful, and it shows a complete lack of their structure, a complete lack of their gang structure, a complete lack of their culture. You have a lack of everything for those dudes. And you are yourself saying out your own mouth, hey, I'm the biggest and the baddest, and you'll do what I say. No, bro, that's disrespectful. You don't make those kind of calls to those people. You're out of bounds and you're out of line. Let's go to what Lush said, though, when he had an opportunity to challenge Rich Trapper.
1 month membership from Snoop Willpack. If Rich Trapper pull up, you letting him in. You ready? So what's up? Don't dodge. Answer the question. No, he's not welcome here in any capacity. Rich Trapper will never be on No Jumper ever. And guess why? Guess 1 month member.
Can't get jiggy with this
so there you have him clearly not wanting to engage in any type of physical, any altercation with Rich Trapper. So you yourself don't have the testicular fortitude to get your hands dirty, but you feel like you can call rank amongst the Mexicans in Los Angeles to do your bidding on your behalf that you're afraid to do. So let's get this 100% clear. You think that the Mexicans in Los Angeles have such a low level of respect? Let's call it deeper than that. You think that the Sureños in Los Angeles, because that's what you said, you think that the Sureños in Los Angeles have such a low level of disrespect for themselves where you yourself can call a challenge out. The man says, hey, I'll come up there to challenge you right now and get my issue. You say, no, he can't come up here to any capacity because you're afraid, but you will call out to the Sureños to make a move that you are yourself too afraid. You got pulled like that over there? Because I don't think you a joint like that over there, bro. And I'm going to continue to say it. I'm going to continue to stress that is extremely disrespectful to our brown brothers for you to even think that you could make a move like that under such cowardice. And to think that, number one, they're that dumb and they're that ignorant to where you could just work this move and you have that much pull and you have that much influence is incredibly disrespectful. is incredibly disrespectful. So you're telling me that you think that those guys are idiots who can't think for themselves, and you think that they have so low level of thinking that your crystal meth influence mind can tell them what to do in a situation that you yourself won't even involve. So you're telling them that it's okay for them to crash out and be taken away from their families, whether they go to jail, whether it goes to the prison yard, whether it goes situations wherever you want to go when you put a green light to somebody. It's worth them being taken away from their families over a situation that you yourself are too afraid to confront. And that's the value and that's the level of respect that you have for the Sureños in Los Angeles, California. And you're clearly, without even realizing what you're doing, disrespecting their whole organization, their whole culture. And you're clearly spitting in the faces of the Sureños in Los Angeles. That's not cool, bro. That's not cool at all. So with that being said, Lush, you need to go ahead and make right with them politics, with them essays, bro, because the way you carried that situation was totally unacceptable. And I'm not gonna make a joke out of it. I'm not gonna make it funny. I'm not gonna make nothing out of it outside of what it is. Disgusting, immature, and essentially white tea man privileged behavior. Here you have again another example of a white tea man feeling like he can make an example in a call amongst black and brown communities to have them go against each other for a situation that doesn't call for that, number one. And then number two, a situation where he feels like he can be superior to everyone involved and have everyone black and brown doing his bidding while he walks away and clear scot-free. And the biggest part that I want to keep saying, that I want to keep dictating, that I want to keep pointing out is the fact that he feels like he has that much of a pull amongst the Sureño card to make such a disrespectful remark and make such a disrespectful video, put it online, and make it seem like he's a shot caller from over there. That's false, bro. That's fraudulent. You're not good like that. Rich Trapper signing out, TNN Trap News Network. News you can use, knowledge you ain't finna get nobody college. We gone.